last year of the first gen Yamaha, boys. Metal fenders, metal tank. This one's all original. Original paint, 1,300 miles on her, and she runs mint. Electric start, headlight, taillights by 73, turn signals were standard. So this one's got a clear title and she's ready to plate in your state. The exhaust note on these is sick.
What's happening, fellas? Feast your eyes on this 50-year-old, 100% original, classic Yamaha. This thing is absolutely ridiculous. This is pulled out of a time capsule from 1973. Guys, this thing is original right down to the tires. It's original tires, and what really is remarkable for me is they're not dry rotted or dry cracked. These are the original, right out of the factory, Trail Sport Yokohamas with the 1973 date code on them. Just ridiculous. The original paint on the tank is in excellent condition, has a nice shine on it still. The graphics are in good condition, no dents on the tank. The original seat cover's in mint shape, and it runs like brand new. It really is like a flashback to 1973. These are notoriously reliable, indestructible two-stroke enduros. Very easy to rebuild if you ever had to. Very simple motor. Just basically the piston, crank, you get your carburetor, your exhaust. Is only like 7 moving parts in the motor besides the transmission. Just absolutely remarkable. The original chain of sprockets. I can't see any evidence of anything that's not original on it. It even has the original Yamaha mirror on here, which is absolutely, it's like carrying an egg for 50 years and not dropping it to think that nobody ever made a mistake or messed up the grip or the lever. But today's a great day. It's Monday. It's December, what is it, 11th, 12th? 13th, 12 days. Hey, 12 days till Christmas. We've got 7 of them covered right here. We got 2 Mako, we got a 490, Mako 501, we got a 500 Honda Supermoto, a WR 500, twin CR 250s, and this AT 125. A great way to start off for Monday, just 12 days till Christmas. All these bikes will be for sale. None of these are sold yet. They're all going up on our eBay store. Let's check out the link. Click on the About Us on the YouTube video, and you'll see a link to the Kaplan Cycles eBay store. So check it out, man. The original. Look at the original seat on this thing. Come take a peek at this. The original seat, usually the foam is all brittle and turns to like dust, and this has got the original foam, the original seat pan, everything under the seat's in good condition still. This has been giving, it was obviously stored indoors for many moons. The original owner, absolutely, and the second owner, I believe it was a 2-owner bike. We have the title to the bike from 1979. I also have a work order. It was given a full preservation service. I believe this is a Yamaha accessory catalog item. The rack, I don't think they came from the factory. With that, is that correct, Junior?
No, that's a factory rack. So aren't the signals.
They came from the factory with this?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. Huh. Wow, that's pretty cool. Original rear, obviously it was never wheelied and flipped over or anything like that. It's just been street ridden. There's no evidence of this thing ever going off-road. This is the end of an era. Steel tank, steel front fender. After this, they had the high front fenders on them, which totally changed the look. This is definitely I think one of my favorite things about this bike is the color. You couldn't ask for a nicer color. They're dark blue with the silver fenders and the black and white graphics. All the chrome's in nice condition. Just an absolute dime piece, guys. I mean, you can find them out there restored, but to find an original like this is an absolute, well, unobtainium. So I want to go over the service order and tell you what we did with the bike. We gave it what I will call a complete preservation service, not a restoration, but it was totally gone through. To start with, the gas tank was removed, and the bike was steam cleaned with the tank off. So the tank inside was cleaned and Coswell sealed, and it has a new fuel petcock on there, and also a new fuel line, as you can see with the clamps. The air box was cleaned, the air filter was serviced, and the carburetor was taken off, cleaned and rebuilt, and the jets were cleaned inside and out. So the let's see, again, Caswell fuel tank sealer kit was installed. They replaced the emulsion tube O-ring in the carburetor. It's got a brand new battery in it. The auto lube cable operation was tested and adjusted. They bled the auto injection pump. So this is, you don't have to mix the gas and oil. It has an auto injection for the two-stroke oil. The spark plug was replaced. The transmission oil was replaced. The right rear directional assembly has a new 12-volt filament bulb in there. And the clutch cable was lubed and adjusted. Lubed and adjusted the throttle cable. Lubed and adjusted the front brake cable. That's about it. Set the tire pressure. And they also, when they replaced the fuel with a non-ethanol VP fuel, mixed at 70-1 in addition to the auto injection pump, just a precautionary thing we do. Keeps the fuel and the carburetor and everything lubricated nicely and keeps the tank in good condition, having a little bit of oil in there if that sits in there for a while. So again, not a lot in the way of parts. The fuel petcock, spark plug, and the fuel lines. That's it. Everything else on the bike is the way it came out of the factory, right out of the catalog. We pulled off from the internet a little spec sheet on it. The bore is 56 by 50 millimeter stroke. Compression ratio is 7-1. It's a Yamaha auto lube lubrication system. I got to show you the electric start on it too. It has electric starter, battery ignition, 12-volt battery. These are made from, I think they started originally in '69, right? Up until
Yeah, 69 was the first year of the AT1.
when did they discontinue the 125 Enduro? Was that probably in the 80s,
Well,
right?
yeah, they kept going, but after 74 on, they were all DTs. They no longer. This is the last year of the technically AT1 chassis.
Rated for a top speed of 60 miles per hour with 11.5 horsepower. That pretty much sums it up. Pretty light bike, 218 pounds. If you're a beginning rider or an older rider who wants something light and easy to handle, this would be a great bike to ride around town, ride it at the beach, take it with you on camping trips. They're pretty much bulletproof.
Yeah, you could ride it every Sunday on the street and not accumulate a lot of miles, or it's not going to go downhill condition-wise riding it on the street in good conditions. So something you can enjoy for several years, something that's going to be low maintenance and I mean, clearly an investment grade.
Yeah, absolutely an investment quality classic. What blows my mind here, I'm looking at the spec sheet here, it's rated for 141 miles per gallon, which is absolutely ridiculous if that's true.
Sips gas.
If
you look at the air boxes on these, they just, it's low compression. The air boxes are pretty closed up, and that small chamber there, they're really meant for putting around in the woods or going down around town. They're economy.
It's a dream bike. Small, lightweight, tight turning radius, handles like a dream.
I wanted to comment on that as well. Like, excellent throttle response, and the brakes are killer. You can actually go out and ride this and not, get into trouble on it.
Absolutely. So. The rear suspension, if you look at the rear shocks here, these are you've got about 4.5 inches of travel. The original shocks are pretty beefy for a 125. And so aren't the forks. They've got probably 6 inches of travel, so it's in a nice cushy seat. So it's actually a joy to ride. This is something you can get on and ride all day long. I think that's why none of these are left today, because, that's what people did. People bought them and they rode the wheels off of them. So most of them got destroyed. Even the gauges. You zoom in on the gauges. Most often the needles are messed up. They're all decayed and there's water in there and bugs inside there and all kinds of shit. These look like they just came out of the box in '73, clearly stored in the guy's living room and ridden sparingly, maybe 100 miles a year. I don't know, but hardly at all, that's for sure. You have to do the math. 50 years, 1,300 miles. What a kick-ass piece. Again, zoom in on these tires. Can you zoom in on these, Kenny? These are the real deal, man. Yokohama Trail Sports. And look at the tread on them. The original tires, just absolutely freaking remarkable. That's, to me, that and the original paint, it just remarkable. This is a bike that belongs in the museum. Love to keep it. If you buy it and you want to display it, we'll put this in the Yamaha Enduro section here at the museum. If you have any questions, give us a call, 860-454-7024. This one's definitely a kick-ass piece that would look good under anybody's Christmas tree. Thanks for watching, and God bless them.